Now on CoastTV News.
Tiffany Knupp takes a plea deal. What's next for the mother who pledged justice for Gavin before ending up in court herself?
The Indian River Inlet in dire need of repairs. Why a meeting at the behest of environmentalists is happening tonight.
And we've been socked in the cloud cover this Tuesday with some cooler temperatures. Biome tracking an increase in rain chances overnight into our Wednesday. Plus, a look at the tropics. We have some big things developing. My full forecast is coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
An Alford plea for the mother of hit-and-run victim Gavin Knupp in court today. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with Tiffany Knupp facing accusations of stealing money from her own foundation.
Knupp's son Gavin was killed in that hit and run. Tiffany was charged with stealing from the foundation in his name, but today she took an Alford plea. This means she'll avoid a conviction, but does not admit guilt. Live there in Snow Hill outside the courtroom is CoastTV News anchor Christina DeRobertis. Christina, the case closed in about an hour.
Yeah, well, things moved pretty quickly inside the courtroom today, but Tiffany Knupp's attorney tells us he spent a long time negotiating this deal with prosecutors. He says it was not an easy conclusion to come to, but he's happy that Knupp walked out of here not convicted of anything today. Now, the defense still calling this just a big misunderstanding, and they're chalking it up to Knupp not being careful enough when writing checks. In Worcester County District Court Tuesday, Tiffany Knupp acknowledged the charges leveled against her, including embezzlement and theft from the Gavin Knupp Foundation. Knupp, however, stands by her claim that she did nothing wrong.
She went out today and said, I'm innocent of these charges. However, the state made a very compelling offer.
That offer included 1 year of unsupervised probation, stepping away from any involvement with the Gavin Knupp Foundation, both the board and the bank, and paying $6,500 in restitution, which she did on Tuesday. Knupp's attorney, Thomas Moronic, says he's satisfied.
That's a fantastic outcome. Obviously, we would love to have had a complete not guilty, an acquittal of all charges, have the state dismiss the charges. That wasn't in the cards.
Knupp had a solid support team in court, with her two friends seen here vouching for her in front of the judge. Knupp herself didn't have much to say, but shared that she's ready to move forward.
I am. We're looking to start over.
Per the plea deal, the Gavin Knupp Foundation will be dissolved. All remaining funds are to be donated, but Knupp won't get a say in which charities that money goes to. And we also learned in court today that Tiffany Knupp is planning to move out of state to Florida, where her daughter currently is, and her attorney says this case could likely be expunged in 3 years. Live in Snow Hill tonight, Christina DeRobertis, CoastTV News.
Thank you, Christina. Tiffany Knupp's case today closed in about an hour, but the one surrounding Gavin's death remains tied up in court. Gavin again tragically killed when he was hit by a car near Berlin in July 2022. It was nearly a year later in April when prosecutors formally filed charges against Tyler Mayu of Berlin in connection to Knupp's death. On August 18, 2023, a judge dismissed the case against Mayu, arguing the charges should have been filed in district court. That decision ultimately overturned. A jury trial for Mayu is now scheduled to begin March 3rd, 2025.
A new housing development has passed Georgetown's town council after being previously denied by the Planning and Zoning Commission. Developer D.R. Horton can move forward with their plans for housing in Georgetown. As we said, they were previously denied due to safety and traffic concerns on Parker Road. Not only did the project worry locals, but Georgetown Fire Company submitted a letter stating they're overwhelmed by the rapid development in the area. In the end, the town council accepted the developer's application in a 4-1 vote. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, should new developments be paused due to fire department concerns?
Let's take a look at the results so far. Take a look at your screen. You can see 85% say yes and 15% say no. And again, this poll question is not just about this in Georgetown, but overall, and we are seeing that massive growth on the coast.
A lot of growth, developments popping up all the time. How you feel about it might be a part of this poll. Is the first time we've run the poll. The numbers may change. Go to CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Right now, DENREC and DelDOT are answering questions about emergency repairs to the Indian River Inlet. Take a look here. The dune breach from August 18th prompted those repairs at the inlet. People spoke with Coast TV today, and they say that they think the state does not know how bad the erosion has gotten.
I live in Bethany Beach, and I've had businesses up and down the beach, and this has always been a problem. When they first started this, I think they didn't realize how critical it was.
The state said a contractor has been secured for the dredging part of this project to begin in late November.
Happening right now, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management is presenting plans for the construction of more offshore wind turbines. A focus tonight will be the closest lease boundary, which is in Ocean City. They say it's 3.5 miles from the coast. To be clear, this is a separate project from what the Bureau approved for the Skipjack project on September 4th for U.S. Wind. We'll share developments from this meeting tonight on Coast TV News at 11.
New today, the Maryland Attorney General announced a lawsuit against the owners of the Dolly cargo ship. You probably remember that's the one that crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The March 26 collision caused the bridge to collapse and lead to the death of 6 construction workers. Attorney General Anthony Brown said the state will be going after punitive damages from Grace Ocean Private Limited and Synergy Marine, as well as damages for the state to cover several areas related to the bridge collapse. Governor Wes Moore spoke on the path ahead.
The work ahead will not be easy. Any litigation this complicated will take time. But in Maryland, we do not shy away from big challenges. We lean in and we demand justice. And that is what it means to be Maryland tough and Baltimore strong.
And to learn more about this developing story right now, you can visit CoastTV.com.
Today we're learning more about a 50-year-old woman killed in Milford. Police say the 18-year-old who killed her. New today, police say the 50-year-old victim and 18-year-old suspect lived together. They were roommates but confirmed not related. They say she was stabbed to death by her roommate, Edward Oldens, who had mental health issues. We're taking a live look at Ocean City right now as we get ready to check in with our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono. Chris, it looks a little overcast down there in Ocean City.
Hey there, Charlie. Yes, indeed it is. And unfortunately, we're going to see not much in the way of sunshine for the rest of the week. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are dealing with a lot of cloud cover across the peninsula. Some areas of showers, some drizzle trying to work into the region, but it is pretty much drying up. Can't rule out a spotty shower, some drizzle through the evening, but most of this rain is going to miss us. This rain back off to the west is not. We are going to see a warm front lift through the region Wednesday through Thursday, and that's going to allow that moisture to build into the area. Now, as far as tonight is concerned, we're going to be dry. There's those overcast skies, maybe some areas of drizzle, but it'll be a damp, mild evening with temperatures not falling off all that much with the cloud cover. We're going to see overnight lows dipping into the mid to upper 60s. Now, as we push into our Wednesday, we are going to be dealing with a period of rain that's going to overspread the Delmarva region. And as I mentioned, that warm front lifting through the region Thursday, we're going to see a bit of an uptick in humidity, and we have some tropical development. Tropical storm Helene has developed. I'll talk how that may potentially affect us come later in the week in my full forecast here in a few minutes.
President Biden addressed the United Nations General Assembly today for the final time as commander-in-chief. NBC's Alice Barr shows why it comes at a consequential moment amid erupting tensions in the Middle East and an entrenched war in Ukraine.
In his fourth and final address to the United Nations General Assembly, President Biden framing global challenges against those allies have overcome together throughout his long political career.
Our test is to make sure that the forces holding us together are stronger than those who are pulling us apart.
No bigger test today than the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, where Israel's escalating conflict with Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants in Lebanon risks tipping from a relatively contained offshoot of the fighting against Hamas in Gaza to a regional war.
A diplomatic solution is still possible.
The president pressing to revive deadlocked Gaza ceasefire talks, while 3 defense officials tell NBC News the U.S. is preparing to send troops to evacuate Americans from Lebanon if needed. Thousands of Lebanese are fleeing Israeli airstrikes in the south. As the U.S. seeks clarity on Israel's next moves, exposing struggles to contain the violence, President Biden pointing to allies' success in helping Ukraine hold off Russia, though that war drags on.
We cannot grow weary. We cannot look away.
He notably referenced Vice President Harris standing with him to back Ukraine as world leaders weigh the potential return of former President Trump and his America First policies. President Biden addressed his choice to leave the presidential race, and he says put his country first.
My fellow leaders, let us never forget, some things are more important than staying in power.
The president vowed to keep working for change on issues like the climate crisis and artificial intelligence as he looks ahead to his legacy on the world stage. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Part of that legacy will be the chaotic U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. President Biden today defended his decision to leave while saying he thinks every day of the 13 fallen American service members.
Vice President Kamala Harris is planning to visit the U.S.-Mexico border in Arizona on Friday. This comes as Harris tries to close the polling gap with former President Trump on immigration, a key issue in the presidential campaign. The Arizona trip comes with border crossings at their lowest level since 2020 and new polling showing Trump leading in the battleground state.
Shoppers prepare to say goodbye to Kmart's Blue Light Specials. The retail giant announced that it is closing its last full-scale store in mainland United States. Customers still have a chance to visit the store, which is located in Bridgehampton, New York on Long Island. Now that's before it's slated to close October 20th, according to a store employee. Still to come, forever chemicals found in this river in Kent County. Steps DENREC is taking to figure out its source.
Could see a stray shower, some areas of drizzle over the next few hours. Otherwise, we are overcast and temperatures falling into the mid-60s. We'll talk about an unsettled Wednesday and have a look at the tropics coming up.
Breaking ground on the new part of the Rosa Health Center up next.
Wednesday only at Johnny Janosic. It's our huge one-day sale. Get savings up to 70% store-wide. Then we'll take an extra 20% off, including clearance items. But it's Wednesday only and only at Johnny Janosic.
Since 1964, Tidewater Utilities has been providing high-quality water service that's essential to public health and quality of life. The Tidewater team are local, trusted experts who are continuously investing in infrastructure and monitoring water quality to ensure it meets the highest standards. We're in your community, making sure water is there when you need it. I'm Bruce Patrick, president of Tidewater Utilities. Thank you for helping make Tidewater Southern Delaware's premier water company for over 60 years. We look forward to continuing to serve you.
This is my legacy. The Toyota RAV4 Legacy is earned as the best-selling SUV in America. Designed with the capabilities and comfort to tame the trail or road. Right now, get a RAV4 with low 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
Washington won't fix itself. We need proven independent leaders like Larry Hogan. Hogan's record for Maryland, working with Republicans and Democrats to cut taxes 8 years in a row, lower tolls and fees, more jobs. While Hogan also delivered record investment in Maryland schools, more money in the classroom. And Hogan stood with law enforcement to keep Maryland safe. An independent leader for Maryland, Larry Hogan. Maryland's future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Wednesday only at Johnny Janosic. It's our huge one-day sale. Get savings up to 70% store-wide. Then we'll take an extra 20% off, including clearance items. But it's Wednesday only and only at Johnny Janosic.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
The Rosa Health Center in Georgetown broke ground this afternoon for their much-anticipated expansion and renovation.
This comes after the population in our area and the need for medical care continues to grow.
After raising $2.4 million, the center will renovate its current building, which is quite small, and expand from 2 to 8 exam rooms.
The center, which currently takes care of around 2,500 patients, will also have a space for group education.
It's unbelievable. 2 years ago, I didn't think we would be here. It was just a dream.
And 2 years from now, how about this? The project expected to be done in the next 18 to 20 months, and the center will remain open during the whole construction progress.
Well, we're going to see a period of rain move through the region tomorrow. Cambridge and Crisfield going to see the showers at least through the midday time frame. We'll track the rain on future casts and have an updated track on Helene, which could play a role in our weather later on the week when CoastTV News at 5 continues.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would
So they're
say.
made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would
And
go.
they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think
And
so.
they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out?
And
And the
so-
custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Too many people think government doesn't respect them. I try to do things differently. I brought Democrats and Republicans together to pass paid leave because helping people care for their loved ones respects families. I helped raise the minimum wage because respecting workers means paying them a decent wage. And I will always defend Social Security and Medicare because I respect those are benefits that seniors have earned. I'm Sarah McBride. I approve this message because everyone deserves a government that respects them.
Feeling the summer sizzle? Is it turning your home into a sauna? At FH Fur, we know you can't wait when your AC is down for the count. That's why we're offering same-day service, guaranteed. If we don't make it to you the very same day, you will pay a diagnostic or dispatch fee, plain and simple. So whether your AC is blowing hot air, your thermostat is on the fritz, or your entire system needs replacing, an FH Fur expert technician will bring your comfort back today.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Feel the rush of adventure and the thrill of incredible savings at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $2,700 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Delmarva's Rock Station, 93.5, The Beach.
Well, despite the cloud cover, we haven't seen much in the way of rain, but that's going to change over the next 24 hours. Here's a live look into Lewis, where we continue to see that onshore flow. You can see the winds blowing there, some winds gusting as high as 15 to 20 miles an hour at the coast. We're at 68 currently in Lewis, and the coastal flooding issues continue. And we are seeing temperatures right now pretty uniform with the cloud cover right around the upper 60s. And as I mentioned, continuing to see that easterly flow, winds gusting at the coast upwards of 15 to 25 miles an hour. Now, that coastal flood advisory continues at least through 6 tonight for Sussex County. I could see them potentially extending that as well through Worcester County as well. And we also do have that coastal flood warning for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico through Wednesday. And also The coastal flood advisory, dangerous risk of rip currents continues, as well as a small craft advisory as we continue to feel the effects of that coastal storm that's pushing off to the east. But we are tracking a warm front back off to the west that's going to allow for some humid conditions. And we also are tracking the developing tropical storm Helene that is going to be entering the Gulf over the next day. Now, your 5-day rainfall totals over the next few days, rain chances, scattered showers tomorrow, could see an isolated chance Thursday, but we're keeping a close eye on Friday and Saturday as we could be dealing with that remnant moisture of Helene. Cloudy overnight, a damp night, could see an isolated shower, but the main rain activity will come in Wednesday morning, overspreading the region. Could see some moderate pockets of rainfall through the lunchtime hour and into the early afternoon. And then we see those rain chances kind of wane into Wednesday evening. And then we are cloudy but muggier on Thursday as that warm front lifts through the region. So we start off a bit damp tomorrow with showers, and those showers will overspread the region through the morning and into the middle part of the day. And then we should dry out by the dinner time hour. Temperatures only reaching the lower 70s. Here's Helene, sustained winds at about 50 miles an hour. You could see there's already hurricane watches already up for the western side of Florida. But notice this, tropical storm watches for the Atlantic side too. This storm is really going to expand as it intensifies and lifts into the Gulf as a potentially major hurricane making landfall there late Thursday night. And then you could see that moisture kind of pushing to the west, but we could see a slug of that remnant moisture move into our area Friday into Saturday. If the high to the north is strong enough, it could suppress that moisture to the south and potentially give us a nicer weekend. But right now we're going with the shower threat Friday into Saturday, and we could see an additional ½ inch to an inch of rain. We also are looking at Cape Henlopen Park, Walk for Prostate Cancer on Sunday. Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, Grand Marshal, a call is near and dear to his heart. We're going to try to keep the rain out of here by Sunday, but we do remain well unsettled throughout much of that 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. DENREC is taking action to keep toxic chemicals out of the water in Delaware. A 2022 study on forever chemicals in surface water found that the St. Jones River in Kent County is in need of follow-up action. Also known as PFAS, these chemicals are found in various types of industrial and consumer products. Work includes resampling the water from the general area and within the broader watershed. DENREC officials say that they are taking actions to determine possible impacts and the possible sources of the chemicals in Kent County. To see other watersheds that were impacted, visit CoastTV.com.
Tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 6, Sussex Central is at Sussex Academy. Girls volleyball is at 8 with Queen Anne's visiting North Dorchester. At 10:30, it is the final score. On the DSN Plus app at 5:30, boys soccer, Stephen Decatur hosts Snow Hill. Also at 5:30, Indian River boys soccer travels to Caesar Rodney. And at 6, this is a big one, field hockey, Indian River visiting Cape Henlopen.
Always a big one when Cape Henlopen's involved. Coming up, Instagram's teen settings now in effect and how the app is different and hopefully safer. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
From gentle ocean breezes to small country towns, Sussex County has it all. That's why you need a real estate company that is familiar with it all. Mann & Sons offers decades of experience throughout Sussex County, whether it's helping you purchase your forever home or find the perfect vacation rental at the beach. Trust our experience. Trust Mann & Sons.
For over 30 years, the difference is clear. Mann & Sons Real Estate.
This weather's brought to you by
Mann & Sons Real Estate.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Hi, I'm Scott Cower from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's is a little seafood shack on Coastal Highway serving lunch and dinner daily, featuring seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-inspired nightly specials, along with a large selection of craft ales, cocktails, and our extensive wine list. Matt's is a perfect place to enjoy dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or lunch in the lobster room. Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Delaware, open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. See you soon.
There's no issue where politicians, Republicans and Democrats, have failed more than immigration. A crisis at the southern border, drugs flooding our communities. We need leaders who reject toxic politics and get stuff done. Larry Hogan knows how to get results. In the Senate, Hogan will be the key independent swing vote to secure our border and fix the broken immigration system. He's a proven leader. Larry Hogan for Maryland.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
Son, your house looks and smells great. I finally took your advice, Dad. Dry Zone was professional, fast, and reasonably priced. Just like I said. Yes, Dad. They fixed up our crawl space, so no more buckling, cracking, or musty odors. Like I said. Yes, Dad, like you said. Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Instagram is making some big changes aimed at protecting young users on its platform. The social media platform's new teen account settings, took effect today. Accounts for users under the age of 18 will automatically be set to private and placed in the strictest messaging settings. The new settings will also restrict what kinds of content that can be viewed on the app.
New today, Petco is recommitting to an adoption-only policy for rabbits. Its change comes after Rabbit.org accused the company of betraying its previous promise to stop all rabbit sales. Petco recently completed a limited pilot program that sold less than 50 rabbits in select locations. Animal welfare groups criticize the sale of rabbits because it leads to regretful owners who don't understand the cost and time that it takes to care for these animals. CoastTV News at 5. We'll be right back.
Get covered from the rain with a free CoastTV umbrella. Simply enter at CoastTVumbrella.com for a chance to win. Then catch CoastTV News weekdays to see if you've won. Sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
I can see how much this means to every one of you.
There's $1 million at stake. The AGT champion is
the AGT live finale tonight on NBC and Peacock.
There's going to be some changes around the firehouse.
How old are you?
How old are you? You almost died.
But I didn't. I'm still here.
Chicago Wednesday, new on NBC and Peacock.
Design a custom home that fits your unique style and budget with Accessible Home Builders. At Accessible, we provide you with a variety of customizable options to create the home of your dreams.
Accessible Builders provided us with a beautiful home.
Scott is full of ideas from his past experiences, and he really worked with us on all our custom asks and wants.
We would definitely recommend Accessible Builders.
Completely customize your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Welcome to First State Chevrolet, your commercial truck headquarters on Route 113 in Georgetown. We carry the full lineup of Chevrolet medium-duty trucks and low-cab forward models. Our sales staff is professional and ready to earn your business.
Save up to $19,000 on this 2024 low-cab forward dump body.
Save up to $14,000 on this 2023 medium-duty dump.
Stop in or find us on the web at firststatechevy.com.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
Who am I? I'm a mom.
I am an abuelo, and I am a big hugger.
I'm a sister, tia, y amiga.
I'm a New Yorker, and I'm the best of both worlds.
I am an entrepreneur.
The family translator.
I'm the #1 soccer fan.
I'm the life of the party.
I am Afro-Latina.
I am crazy about Latin food.
So good. I'm a passionate dancer.
I am all that I am. All that I am.
Hispanic heritage.
Celebrating all that we are.
Get the CoastTV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Well, there's those overcast skies into Ocean City where it is 68 degrees. Temperatures are going to fall into the mid to upper 60s through the evening. Can't rule out a spotty shower or some areas of drizzle. Your First Alert weather phone always on at 443-880-9100. Tracking scattered showers Wednesday afternoon, drier but milder Thursday, and then potentially the remnants of Helene working into the region Friday into Saturday. We're still trying to fine-tune that forecast over the next few days, so that will be dependent upon how dry or wet our weekend is. But overall, an unsettled week ahead.
All right, Chris, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.